What's up, nail geeks? It is that time again, and we have a new release from Emily Damali. I have 12 new shades to show you all. 10 of them are part of the release, and 2 of them are from a new batch of limited editions. So lots of exciting goodies to see here. I personally think this collage picture is pretty satisfying, especially if you are a shimmer lover. So I will quit yapping and let's get right to the swatches. First up is a Noob Place. This is a light gray base with pink to gold to green chrome flakes. Price on this one will be 9 USD or 11 Australian. So this has definitely a somewhat grayed base. It is light, so please note this is not a stark white type of Crelly. It's on the lighter side. I would almost consider it in the category of a dove gray. Now the flakes in this are large, medium, and small. You'll get a really nice variety on your nails. I want to note that on the video here, I did get a really big one here. I get really excited when I can grab a larger one like that for swatch videos so you guys can see on the larger spectrum of the sizes that are in polishes. But just note that they are definitely of a metallic type feel, so they adhere really well to your nail. And even though it looks really huge on my nail, I had no texture after top coating, so these don't give you any trouble or anything like that. And next is Day to Day. This is a very pale brown with blue micro flakes. Price on this one will be 9 USD or 11 Australian. So once again, please note, I think you can see it in the video similar to the previous one, but I want to note that the base color to this one is definitely a very pale brown. I would almost classify it in the greige type of category. It's somewhat flirting with being kind of a neutral beige sort of thing, but there's a gray cast to it, but there's also a somewhat really light taupe feel with it. So definitely please note that. Now this is loaded with blue micro flakes. They are of the tinier variety, so you get a really cool speckle type of pattern across your nails. The formula on this is very smooth, very buttery, self-levels perfectly, and personally I think 2 coats for most and you'll be good to go with it. So here on the final shot, once again I've got a glossy top coat on, and you can see just how nice and plump this one applies. And next we've got Distinct Lines. This is a dark berry pink base with a metallic gold flakes and silvery white magnetic effect. On release, this one will be 10 US or 12 Australian. Now this is really interesting to me for a magnetic polish. So if you're like me, you're pretty much used to a lot of magnetics being real dark and vampy and super multi-chrome and all that good stuff. But I really enjoy how this brand typically does really interesting color combos for magnetic polishes. So this is basically what it looks like when you don't magnetize it. It's a really nice flattering type of berryish pinkish type of base, and there's a just multitude of little tiny gold flecks throughout it. There is a bit of a silvery cast to it from the magnetic pigment, and here I'm going in with a magnetic top coat and I'm gonna magnetize it, and you guys can really see just how lovely that silvery pull is with it. So I'm going in, and once again I'm switching up my routine for you guys to keep things fresh. I'm using a ring magnet, and you can see that when you magnetize it, you'll get a really nice whitish kind of silvery effect with the magnetic particles. So they don't have too much movement to them, so you'll get a really solid line with whatever magnet that you're using. And next we've got Hands Held High. This is a dusty pink base with very strong gold overlay. On release, this one will be 9 US or 11 Australian. So this has a very creamy style formula to it. It applies really nice on the nail, very nice self-leveling factor happening with it. For the most part, I can see most getting away with 2 coats on it. There is a very strong golden shimmery cast with it, and that base color is a really flattering, I really want to say it's flirting with being a bit of a lavender in my opinion. So I do feel that the video is being color accurate to what I'm seeing in person, at least on my monitor. I do worry about that, especially with purples, but I just feel like this one has a bit of a purplish, almost pinkish type cast with it. And I honestly feel like that strong gold shimmer here kind of amps up that base color. So here on the final look, I am wearing a glossy top coat. Now this one does dry down quite a bit on the flat side, so again, I'd recommend a really good glossy top coat with it. And next we have one more try. This is a dark purple base with green to blue to purple shifting foil type shimmer and orange to red shifting glitters. This one will be 11 US or 13 Australian. Now this has a bit of a crelly type of feel to it, though it does apply and feel like a more opaque type of jelly. Now for the most part, this is going to be opaque for most at 2 coats. There's a ton going on with it. In person, you can see that those little foil type shimmers take on this nice tealish, almost aqua type of appearance. And there are the larger glitters here that shift easily between a strong orange and a subtle red, in my opinion. I had no problems with those glitter. I give my bottles a good shake before applying. You guys know my routine. And I had a really good payoff with the amount that I got on my nails. So no need for placement or anything like that. And after going in with a glossy top coat, everything is smooth to the touch and just a really interesting contrast between the shimmer and the glitter and that base color. And next we've got Only Us. This is a dark blurple base with blue iridescent flakes and pink to gold to green shifting shimmer. Price on this one will be 11 US or 13 Australian. So this one also has a very rich jelly-like feel and application. It is very much on the opacity scale. I mean, it just builds up crazy fast. Now the flakes in this one are of the medium and larger variety, though I had no troubles with them. You'll get a really nice payoff on your second coat. So this is one of those polishes that you want to treat that first coat as a bit of a foundation. So just go in somewhat light, and when you go in for your second coat, it'll really adhere to it and you'll get so much payoff from all the goodies in this one. Now on the video, the shimmer is being a bit on the subtle side, so please note in person you can definitely see that there is a nice pinkish type of cast from the shimmer, and then it lights up to a nice green shift at very extreme angles. So this also dries down quite a bit on the flat side, so again I'd recommend a good glossy top coat on this one, and you'll get that really strong luminescent effect from those flakes. And next we have Openwork. This is a purple base with pink to gold to green shifting Aurora shimmer. Price on this one will be 12 US or 14 Australian. So I am in love with Emily DeMolly's foils. They are gorgeous, and this of course is no exception. I love when she makes finishes like this. So for the most part, I'm going to suggest 2 coats for opacity. It builds up very quickly on the nail. It applies very dense. However, this one also dries down flat. So again, I'd recommend a good glossy top coat to really exploit the shimmers here. Though of course, I think this one will also look really cool matte. So here on that second coat, you can see I've got really nice opacity building up in very bright lights. Like on the video, you'll see a purplish pinkish type of shift happening with it. And then at angles, you'll easily see a gold and a green shift. Really nice. So lots and lots of depth from that shimmer, kind of giving you that mermaid feel vibe with it. And of course, I topped off with a glossy top coat, and I am good to go. And next we have Resort to Swim. This is a dark turquoise green base with pink to orange to green shifting Aurora shimmer. Price on this one will be 12 US or 14 Australian. I was really excited for this one when I opened up the PR package. I knew this one was going to be one of my favorites. And when I went to apply, I was very excited because the formula was phenomenal too, which I'm pretty much expecting of that at this point from Emily DeMolly polishes. So this has a very somewhat crelly-like formula to it, but it's very, very creamy on application. It self-levels very nicely. For the most part, I think everyone's going to be just fine with 2 coats on it. Though if you have longer nails, you might need to go for a 3rd coat, but the formula is still rich and really buttery smooth on the nail. So the shimmer is very strong. You'll get mostly a nice pinkish cast with it, and at angles that nice green shift will come out. And next we've got Stuck in the Clouds. This is a dark blue base with copper to gold to green shifting Aurora shimmer. Price will be 12 US or 14 Australian. My absolute favorite polish from all of the polishes I've worked on for this brand over the years, and I've also purchased, has always been Midnight Serenade. Now this one is similar to that one, however the shimmer particles in it are much larger, so it's like a more robust cousin to that one. I absolutely adore that one, and this one is definitely fighting for my favorite. I love it. So the base color is this gorgeous type of midnight blue. Very, very pretty. In person, it's just a touch darker than what you're seeing here on the video. And in person, you'll also see very strong, a reddish, copperish type of cast with an easy gold to green shift to it. So this also dries down a bit on the flat side. So again, I'd recommend a good glossy top coat. And last but not least, we've got Thereabouts. This is a dark but vibrant purple Crelly with neon pink glitters. Price on this one will be 9 US or 11 Australian. So this has a very rich type of formula to it. It applies like a Crelly, but the brush strokes feel very creamy on application. Now, I did give my bottle a good shake, and on my other nails I had excellent glitter payoff and everything was nice and even, so I didn't really have to do any specific placement. However, on my middle nail for the swatch video, you'll see here on that second coat, I just went in and did a little bit of placement as the glitters are just a touch heavy, but they don't give you any texture or anything like that when you go in, just a pinch heavier with your top coat. I was really relieved watching the playback here that the base color on my monitor is coming off color accurate to what I'm seeing in person. Definitely a deep, dark type of purple, but it is very vibrant, and I think it's really trying to flirt with being a bit of a neon. So really nice popping effect across the board on skin tones. So I think this one's going to be universally flattering. Now here you can see I'm going in and I just wanted to cover up and add just a little bit more of the glitter to that one spot here for my swatches. I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue for the most part. I didn't really need to do this on my other nails, but of course the one that I'm recording, I needed to apply a little bit more glitter, go figure. So here on the final shot, I've got my glossy top coat and I am good to go. Now next I'm going to show you guys the 2 limited editions that I received for swatching. There are going to be a couple more in the release, so just to note, Emily DeMolly limited editions are restricted to just what is in stock. So first up we've got LE231. This is a dark green base with pink to gold to green multi-chrome shimmer and silver holographic micro glitters. On release, this one will be 9 US and 11 Australian. So this has a very rich, somewhat jelly-like formula to it. On Emily DeMolly jellies, I typically am so hesitant to call them jellies because they are always so opaque and smooth and they behave like a cream, but they do have that jelly type of effect where as you build it up, it's gonna really darken out. It's just crazy opacity. So here on that second coat, you can see I've got really beautiful coverage. This has an excellent formula to it. I do feel like this is pretty representative of what I'm seeing in person in front of me here. In bright lights, you'll see that the dark green base is very, very prominent, but mostly you'll get that nice scattered sparkle effect from the micro glitters. And lastly, we have LE232. This is a bright purple base with strong green to pink shifting shimmer. Price on this one will also be 9 US or 11 Australian. This is really pretty. I think it is definitely reminiscent of the other purple in the actual collection, but it is darker and deeper, and I really, really dig this base color. Very flattering. I do feel like what I'm seeing here on the playback on my monitor is pretty color accurate to what I'm seeing in person. This is what I would consider a vibrant, kind of mid-toned type of purple, and it's got a ton of that green to pink shimmer. So here on the second coat, you can see very, very strong luminescent feel with it. Now I want to note on this type of polish, because there is so much shimmer in it, to prevent any streak marks on your nails, I would suggest letting each of your coats dry down. This one dried down very fast for me, and then you can reduce any type of streaks potentially that you'll get on your brush strokes. So here on the third coat, I just kind of wanted to see how deep I can get that base color. Honestly, I think this is a bit overkill watching myself polish at this point. I do feel like I should have probably stopped at the second coat, but I just wanted to see how deep I can get that base color. So basically between 2 and 3 coats, depending on your preference, and you'll be good to go on this one. Now the new releases will launch Thursday, June 11th at 10 a.m. Australian time, or Wednesday, June 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern time in the US and international shop. I'll link both of them down below in the description box. and the Facebook fan group if you want to get in there. I can't recommend it enough. Every time Haley is launching her limited editions and all that good stuff, she'll always have swatches and comparisons and all that good stuff in the Facebook fan group. So if you are a fan of this brand, I highly recommend you guys getting in there if you haven't already. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.